Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is a paid request from ChibiJoJoSaturnZ, who wanted me to do a commentary and a review of Spy Kids 3, which, spoiler alert, this film, in my opinion, sucks. Just I saw this in the theater and I thought it sucked then. And it's gonna suck ass now, but pause at the beginning. To be honest, I have not seen this film in years, but I damn stippy know I ain't gonna be changing my mind. But before I do, if anyone wants to request any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour or full playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. So I am paused at the beginning. For those who do want to follow along, 3, 2, 1, pressing play. So for syncing, it has the mirror match logo. And then it's going to fade out now. And then we're at Dimension Films. Now, for some reason, I don't know why I saw this in the theater. I think what it is, like the year this came out, 2003, that was a year where I would every other week go to the theater and find something to watch. So I figured, well, it's a 3D movie. I had not seen a 3D movie in a long time, so just for the experience. And Sylvester Stallone's in it. I don't even think I'd seen the first two Spy Kids, but I'm like, okay, it's, 3D movie, I'll just see it. Not realizing just how shitty it is. It's agua as in water. If you're a dumb fuck, let me explain what agua means. The Spy Kids films, to be honest, I never really understood the appeal and why it became such a success. I forgot about that fucking joke. He stepped on gum and he says, "I'm a gumshoe." My fucking god. I see films like this, I go, this was Robert Rodriguez? I mean, Robert has like two sides to him. There's a side that's from Dusk Till Dawn, Desperado, Sin City, and then there's this shit. And sadly, I think this side of him has been leaking out even in non-kids films, like that Ben Affleck movie, Hypnotic. Awful film. Because these are films that he does with a studio, and he directs, he writes, he edits, and you know what, it worked well back in the day, but now it's just... I love this organization that we see nothing of. For all we know, this could be some insane kid who lost his mind and thinks he's an agent. That'd be the twist. Like, he thinks there's this big organization, but he's really a lunatic. And Sylvester Stallone, I have to wonder, what the fuck was he thinking? Of all the films he could work with Robert Rodriguez, and the one thing was this film. I mean, he could have been Grindhouse, Death Proof, Planet Terror, like these other films. And yet, It's one of the most embarrassing Stallone performances. I think it's I would say it is his worst performance in a movie is this movie. So that's the voice of Steve Buscemi. And from again, it's my fault for fucking watching a film that I had not seen the first two. So I'm like, what the fuck are these things fighting? Are these two things in the first two Spy Kids films? So yeah, that was even more confusing me. Like I had not seen the first two, and I'm watching this. I'm like, what the fuck is any of this? Grant is again, it's my fault for some reason, seeing a Spy Kids 3 without seeing the first two. And they made more after this. The acting isn't that great. This lead kid looks like a kid version of Alex Winter. Bill is Preston Esquire. Where's the Wild Stallions? And somehow this kid can fly with her fucking hair? How the how the fuck does that work? And I'm like I'm just get confused as the fucking people he got for this. Like George Clooney, Sylvester Stallone, Ricardo Montalbán, and then some of them were in the other films. Antonio Banderas later on, and Steve Buscemi, and of course Danny Trejo. Again, like George Clooney and Stallone, of all the things they could have done with Robert Rodriguez, this is the film? This is the film. Like, why? Like, did Robert had naked pictures of them? Or sticking gerbils up their asses? And the CGI is such fucking garbage too. Like, look how awful that CGI is in the backdrop. Such bad green screen. Like, some of these scenes look like something Nostalgia Critic would have shot. Some of this bad green screen stuff. The joke is that they eat donuts. Of course, Selma Hayek she was in Desperado from Dusk Till Dawn. Like, it makes sense she's in this because she knows Robert for the longest time. It's such a shitty looking cover for the game too. Such a generic cover. And the plot of the film, the story of the film, seems like someone that would be on fucking Blue's Clues. Like direct to video. I just what a waste of the people involved with this. Wow, that was almost believable. Carmen! Carmen! That was almost believable. And isn't that Mike Judge? with the mustache? I swear that's Mike Judge. I could be wrong, but I'm just hearing the voice. I'm like, is that Mike Judge? You know, I could be wrong on that. Robert Rodriguez, I mean, he earned a lot of cred. I mean, this seems like a movie that was made for, hey, I want to do a 3D movie, so right around the 3D gimmick. Okay, how do we make it really 3D? Yeah, the video game stuff. Fuck the story, fuck characters, fuck progression, anything. The only positive I'll give this film, it's short. It is short because we have an hour and 12 minutes only left. Now you just say, okay, it's fine if these effects aren't great because it's supposed to be computer generated, so you're in. So it's not supposed to look photorealistic. Pogo toads, Jesus Christ. Yeah, they're almost hitting me. They are almost hitting me. See, there's a lot of stuff to try to get that 3D showcase to the audience. Which, thank God, 3D has calmed down. I'm sure once in a while there's still a film that they put in a 3D release, but definitely not as much as it was back then, where they just wanted to put like every other movie 3D. But then thank God they've calmed down from that. I thought you were a toad. What the fuck does he... How the hell does he look like a toad? Is it the human face? Is it the human body? Went to a manhole. Maybe beat the Ninja Turtles there. Even they... Well... It's hard to even what to talk about. Just Sylvester Stallone at this time was really trying to stay afloat because... Oh, here's another... Hey, you did 3D? Yeah, the shitty looking Mercury. What is it, T-1000? But yeah, Stallone, I mean, his films were not doing well. Like Judge Dredd, Assassins, films like that. Even sadly, Copland didn't do that well. And then his films were going more direct to video. Avenging Angelo, Detox, aka ICU, was meant to be a theatrical, but then there were problems and they dumped it. He was in that film Shade. That was around this time. These films going direct to video. So maybe Stallone took this because it's a theatrical movie, and maybe it's something for kids, and it'll show me in a different light, and it'll get me up there on the big screen again. But this was I mean, aside from nowadays, movie-wise, this was the drizzling shits of Stallone's career. This can only be done out of desperation. Again, of all the films that Stallone and Robert could have worked on together, this is the one. It's fucking embarrassing. I just looked at this, I go, what the fuck am I watching? So he bounced on something, and he went to the moon. And now he's on the fucking moon. So I'm not saying anything, it's like... So how is Ricardo Montalbán, like his character... The kid and his sister had to have get up on in order to go into the game. His sister's in the get up and goes... But... So he doesn't need the get up, he doesn't need the suits, he doesn't need the stuff. He's not even... Do you tell they're not even looking at the fucking thing? Like Ricardo does it mean... I just imagine like these actors that have done these movies for years and years and years. They're veterans, and it's like, okay, I gotta see nothing. And I get it's all imagination, like you're a kid, but... I like Ricardo Montalbán. I mean, from Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan, all that stuff. I did like the most you could give him is this. I don't know why there's a butterfly in space on the moon, but you're not supposed to be realistic. It's funny how there's no other lot. There's nothing else on this moon, but there just happens to be a fucking butterfly for some reason. Again, I know it's all on a computer, but it's just like, of of all the things, there's nothing there, but all of a sudden there's just one butterfly. Okay. So what the idea he made a butterfly for because he knew Ricardo would dodge it like a cat. I remember in the theater going, "What the fuck am I watching?" And then I see this, I go, "Sly, really? What are you doing, Sly?" So we're not there yet, where he tossed to his other versions. The one who plays the girl, she must be like, man, I don't have much to do in this. Okay. So I wonder if even fans of the first two, is like if they like the two kids together, one of them is obsolete for a chunk of the movie. It's more this kid's movie. I remember seeing like most part this kid didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He hasn't yet. Maybe this is when he changes. Just like I said, I don't remember much about this shit, man. Fuck you, kid. Here's a bonus. Oh my fucking god, man. This looks so fucking awful. This CGI garbage shit. Like, the way the CGI looks like nowadays, it does look like a direct-to-video movie. And this was... this looked bad back in the day. In 2003, let alone fucking now. Yeah, definitely ain't Pacific Rim, is it? Let's see, is this kid actually gonna do something worthwhile? And just, I don't know, I kept thinking like this kid was like useless for most of the fucking movie. Maybe he does a comp. Like I said, I don't remember, man. Vaguely remember like Stallone's other versions. Ricardo Montalbán, Stallone, their characters have like a history together. Antonio Banderas and some others, they pop up at the very end of the film. Oh, he's getting his ass kicked. Fucking robot jocks here. I think he does get his ass kicked because he loses another life, right? Doesn't he lose another life? Yep. This kid is so fucking useless. Maybe you heard me and finally did something, a leg sweep. Guess he heard me. Guess he heard me. Wait, why did she lose 2? Didn't she have 9 and now she has 7? Why'd she lose 2? Or did I read that wrong? Why'd she lose 2 lives? I wish I could rewind so I could... I swear it was at 9, then she's at 7. Why? Yeah, I guess the kid heard me through the fucking screens because he's finally doing something. All this stuff for 3D. Now, why did she lose so many lives there? She lost, like, what, 4 lives? Why? He only lost 1, but then she loses, like, 2, then 4? Why? With each round you lose more lives? What fucking game is this? I've never seen a game do that. I never play a fucking video game where you get to round 2 and all of a sudden you lose 2 lives instead of 1. You lose 4 instead of 1. What the fuck? Shitty fucking game. Cheap ass, if that's the case. So he's like the Gestapo one, the Brainiac one, and the hippie one. I'm just shaking my head like... Sly was really desperate at this point, wasn't he? Like, goddamn. I mean, I know Stallone and Robert Rodriguez, they've kept in touch because Robert did that whole... What was that, interview series on directors, and he interviewed Stallone and talked about Stallone's direction and some of the Rocky sequels and things of that nature. So... That's a shame with Stallone. Like, all the directors he could have worked with. I mean, John McTiernan, James Cameron, William Friedkin. So much other stuff, man. Tarantino. But a lot of times Stallone's ego would get in the way. It's just sad that Stallone, you know, as much as I love Sly and I love a lot of his movies, he didn't always make the best decisions. Like Escape Plan 2 and 3, Expendables 3 and 4, especially Expendables 4, Bat Trace, these new ones like Armor and... What the fuck was that other one called? It starts with an A. So we had a battle mech one, now we have a racing one. Yeah, this definitely ain't Ready Player One, is it? I mean, I'm not a big fan of Ready Player One, but it's better than this. At the very least on a visual level. Here's a lead to his banana, I was going to say his banana car, but now his, don't say Micro Machines car, more like Hot Wheels. I'm sorry I'm not saying much, because what the fuck am I supposed to say? There's only so many times I could keep repeating about how wanty and terrible the visuals look. And yes, you're not supposed to care about that. So his weapon of choice is throwing a fucking pie at someone, okay? For spies, wonders how stupid this kid is to took him this long to realize this kid's a fucking dick. Like, took him that fucking long to realize it. Well, you can't win the race if you fucking suck. So thankfully, Ricardo Montalbán helped him get a car and win the race, not from his own know-how. He's just really shitty hero. I know he's a kid, but it's just a shitty fucking hero that fucks up most of the time. And even that could be done well. Jack Bird and Big Trouble Little China did that very well. This is just... I just don't find any charm to this. I don't find any wit or humor to this. I just don't at all. I would like to look up info on this movie. So they're racing. He's got this extendo boxing glove. This bad guy, again, more for 3D. I'm trying to remember how the 3D was back in the day. I mean, 3D is a fun gimmick, but I don't think it could be replicated that well on home video. And then when you watch it without those parameters, it just comes off as goofy. And that's the thing with a movie like this, there's no tension because it seems like you do anything, and it seems like just you lose lives just randomly. I mean, in this one, you lose 1 life, but you do this, you lose 3 lives. You do this, you lose 4, but in this, you lose just 1. Just arbitrary. There's no rules, and when there's no rules, there's really no tension. And you say, well, in a video game, it's a CGI video game world, so of course there's going to be things not realistic or anything. But it's just... Okay, for example, he lost a life there. Why did he lose a life by falling? Okay, well, it's from a great height. But at the same time, if you land your car and if you land the right way, if you land in a safe way, wouldn't it be at the impact? If you impacted wrong, then you lose the life. And how come again he lost one, but the one kid lost 3 lives when he went off the fucking car? So how come that kid lost 3 lives, but this kid lost only one? Because they fucking say so, that's why. .4 on IMDb. Exactly. And this is the final live-action film of Ricardo Montalbán. That's sad. This is his last. So Sly said in an interview that he asked his kids about the previous Spy Kids films and if he should accept the role in the third installment. So I guess you just say that's why he did it for his kids. Well, his kids fucked up. His kids fucked up. Robert Rodriguez is the writer, director, producer, production designer, editor, cinematographer, composer, and visual effects supervisor. Well, he failed on all fronts in this one. I want to look up other info on this. Because this movie ain't worth a pot to piss in. And as much as I complain about it, this film made money. It cost $30 million and it made $111 million on a $38 million budget. Think of all the films that were not hits. Dread didn't get to be a fucking hit. But this made over $100 million. What a fucking joke. That's why you had Spy Kids 4, Spy Kids 5. So Antonio Banderas and Carla Gugino, they don't appear till near the end of the fucking film. Daryl Sabara here is Junie. I don't even know what the fuck he's done since then. Anything? Hero Boy and the Polar Express. Voice English dub, My Neighbors the Yamadas. Choose Your Own Adventure, The Abominable Snowman. He was in the 2007 Halloween film. I forgot about that. He was in Spy Kids 4. The Green Inferno. John Carter. So that was my judge. I was right. That kid with the glasses, I know he looks familiar. I swear I've seen him in something. I do not remember. I don't remember. I mean, I don't know. So I guess this girl is Courtney Gines. Because of Winn-Dixie TV film called Silver Bells. She didn't go on to do a whole lot. She only did 4 things after this. Because of Winn-Dixie, TV film Silver Bells, a short film Go to Sleep Sadie, and another short film, The Apocalypse Will Blossom. Great, Dumb and Dumber. I'm just looking at user reviews. Irredeemably stupid. No. That's just one review. No. Kids were horrible actors, annoying, bad lines, story was lame. .3D isn't that impressive. Focus more on that than anything else. Game over indeed. I was bored the other night. Thought to myself, I've never seen a 3D movie before, and all the hype they're given. Special effects were crappy. Fucking stupid. Of course he does. I just try and get a date. On this girl he's never fucking met before. You think for a kid who's a fucking spy, you would think, well, maybe people could screw you over, femme fatales. And for a movie called Spy Kids, there's really not much spying in this movie. If you think about it, spy gadgets, spy shit. Where's the spy shit in Spy Kids 3? If you think about it, where's all the spy shit? Not a whole lot of spy shit, is it? It's crazy this film cost $38 million. It was like cost $38. Pretty much they're all saying the same thing. There's not much else to say. Is just repeating it. So he gave his health pack to this girl he barely knows. I guess the spy game don't realize people could screw you over. Now here's, American Gladiators. Cue the damn American Gladiators theme. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And the thing is, they can't really act a whole lot with what they're jumping. It's because there's nothing really there to jump to. So it's like, okay, I need to jump here, but I'm being herky-jerky because it's not really there. Now, how did he know to do that? He's had these weapons before. How did he know that if he hit this thing, he would create this thing? Again, he's never used this fucking weapon before. That's like playing a video game. All of a sudden you know how all the shit works. Now, how the hell is it 0.5? How the hell do you get to 0.5? Because you're too much of a fucking wimp. Because you're too much of a fucking pussy to do it yourself. Now, how the hell does that work? So, wouldn't she lose just one life? But, so, let me get... Wait. So, the one opponent hit the block beneath her. She just disappears and all those lives he gave just was lost. Gone. So that means, number one, this kid could have done that to this kid the whole fucking time. That's number one. Could have done that the whole fucking time to the lead kid. Second off, wouldn't she still have other lives? Okay, that's one life. Now she has like 8 more. So why does she not have 8 more lives? Again, when it's just like making shit up out of the blue, then you stop giving a fuck. Even in his fantasy world, even if it's ridiculous world. Like in Big Trouble in Little China, if Jack Burton all of a sudden flew out of the blue, you'd be like, what the fuck is that? It just... Or all of a sudden someone got a knife to the chest and pulled out, but then they're safe because someone has a healing power. It's like when the Disney Star Wars, all of a sudden you could force heal. Oh, that would have been a fun power to have when Qui-Gon Jinn was fucking stabbed. And all the other dozen times it could have worked out. Inconsistent as hell. Also, yeah, I think, why don't you just jettison the sister out and this boy out. It's your game. It's your world. Just kick him out of the game. You tell me with all your infinite power, you can't find a way to just kick these kids out of the game and block them for being in the game? So much for a hacker. Any fucking hacker worth their salt could have kicked them out and blocked them from the game. Yeah, I would like to ask like the people who are like big fans of these Spy Kids movies, like what their thoughts are on this one. And no, I don't remember a damn thing about. I think I have since then seen the Spy Kids, the first two films. I don't remember a damn thing about them because I don't think kids films are Robert's forte. I just don't. I have to say, what was Stallone's goal again as the bad guy, as the toy maker? So he puts it the way the game's AI works. They need to do certain things. You can't just lead them there. You know who would have been a cool villain? Andrew Dice Clay. There you go. Have Andrew Dice Clay. But he's gotta be R-rated. These fucking kids. Where the fuck are they going? Get your little measly asses over there. What are you talking about, snapperheads? Look at the way they're like moving their legs, like made of jelly. Like, oh, it's shaking, and it's a shaking and a rocking and a rolling. Same with running. I need to look like I'm running. I'm running too, guys. Hey, I'm running as much as they are. The music is forgettable. The visuals suck. The story, much of shit. I didn't realize it was the last film Ricardo Montalbán was in. That is fucking sad. I mean, some of these older guys, again, they have kids or grandkids, and it's like I'm going to do something for them and for them to enjoy. Granted, I would assume the kids will look at this and go, "This is bullshit." Can you do a good kids film? That's so crazy. That's Mike Judge. I mean, I don't know if I realized that before until watches again that was Mike Judge. I mean, look even the way this set looks. This set looks like a reject from a fucking Nickelodeon show. I'm ready for slime and gat to pour down the fucking roof onto some of these characters. And then the stuff in the back looks like something Bob Ross would fucking paint with. The stuff they're holding. Now they're surfing on lava. And here's a lava monster. Where's the mom? Must be the fucking rock monster in Star Trek 5. Well, the deleted stuff. And that looked better than this. Hell, Star Trek 5's effects look better than this shit. Again, it's meant to be a computer game, so it's fine that it looks like this. I get that, but still. And somehow they can talk to each other underwater. More shitty fucking 3D. This comedy is just more just exasperation for this shit. Maybe this kid is, you with the glasses. You're the one who's always been full of shit, lying about it. You guys just jump to conclusions on everything. He must be this, he must be that. Maybe it's fucking you, dickhead. You're the one that called him the guy, and now you're saying he's not the guy. You called him the guy in the first place. He didn't. So he didn't deceive you, dumb fuck. You deceived yourselves. You called him the guy. He said, I'm not. You lying sacks of dumbass sacks of shit. What the fuck are you talking about? Do you have brain cells? Hey, I could do 3D too. And oh yeah, Elijah Wood. I forgot Elijah Wood was in this. Of course, would work. I think Sin City was after this. Well, The Faculty had worked with Robert Rodriguez in The Faculty. Almost forgot about that. I like The Faculty. So. Then this is the Deceiver guy they were talking about. Again, it must have been a lot of favors called in. Yeah, I'll do this for Robert. I mean, who knows? Maybe Elijah doing this is what got him that role in Sin City. I worked with him before. We haven't worked with each other for a while. I do this. He'll think of me later. Oh, I think that's a lot of these actors. I'll work with them, and then maybe I'll be put into like a better project later. and for some reason you get hit and you lose 99 lives. So the girl Demetra gives a shit. Why am I trying to explain the goddamn plot to this goddamn movie? Right, a bunch of Monty robots. My god, the acting is such fucking amateur hour. I'm not even going to try to make sense of the fucking plot because it doesn't fucking matter. And the toy maker and why he's doing things and why he's doing this and that and why it doesn't fucking matter. None of it fucking matters. It really doesn't. Yeah, so much for your prizes. I don't know, was Ricardo Montalbán in the other Spy Kids films? For those who are experts, you let me know if Ricardo is in the other films or not. I would assume so, since he kind of comes out of nowhere, but God, my God, like you have people that know how to act, and even they're given such like Ricardo Montalbán is probably the only one that, because he has that voice, he has that voice to him that I don't know why. I will admit it was kind of funny to see George Clooney trying to talk like Stallone. Using me. That just naming every disaster. Tornado, earthquake, hurricane, blah 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 blah. Just somehow Toymater coming to the real world, somehow he's able to create all this shit too. We don't see the tornado, we don't see the hurricane, we don't see the shit, we just see one robot because that'll be cheaper. Just a robot monkey man. I don't even know how the fuck to describe this. It's just, Antonio Banderas is like, hey, him. It's like, okay, Robert, directed Desperado, Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Wasn't that around the same time as this, Once Upon a Time in Mexico? So she's like, okay, I guess I'll work with him. He's tasked me in this film. I'll do him a favor doing this. I'm there for probably a day or two. And that's the thing, a lot of these actors are doing green screen, so they're not going to be in the same room together. Hey, come in for a day, we'll order some pizza, whatever, and you could go do this. Yeah, that type of thing. All the obvious 3D gimmicks. Cheech Marin. I'm sure Cheech is like, again, this guy got me from Del Still Dawn and a lot of other. Carla Gugino as mom. Yeah, for a guy that had not seen the other films, this was definitely even more confusing. Like, who the fuck is that? Okay, that's mom and grandma. You think for spies they'd have like better gadgets than just trying to use their fists? Like guns, lasers, laser guns. You think there'd be a lot more fucking, weapons and gadgets you could use, missiles, things you would think. There's Alan Cumming, there's Tony Shalhoub. Alan Cumming, who was Nightcrawler in X-Men 2. Tony Shalhoub, who was in, of course, Galaxy Quest, TV show Monk. Rest in peace, Bill Paxton. Again, I'm assuming they were in the first two Spy Kids films. So it's like, hey, Bill, can you come in for a day? Put on the outfit, green screen, you do a couple things. Those actors probably in a day did this stuff. Steve Buscemi. I think he made the joke with the director, like, I'll do the film if I can keep the flying pig I I flew on. But I mean, Steve Buscemi, he was in Desperado. I'm trying to think if there's any other Robert Rodriguez films he did after this. If so, I don't remember. And that's the thing, you think of like the lead kid, right? He's the lead star. He doesn't really do much for a good chunk of the movie. Like, neither of the kids. If you think about, I mean, they call in for help. So they're good at calling for help. But it's like, they just seem so ineffective for a good chunk of the movie. They'd call in for help and they get help from others. What happened to all those hurricanes and tornadoes that supposedly was happening? I would assume they were at least on the same in the same room together when they're standing side by side. Of course, Antonio Banderas worked with Sylvester Stallone. I mean, he had in Assassins and worked again in Expendables 3. So I guess I forgot this is another film they were in together, technically. I'm listening because I'm trying to hear like what Stallone toy maker's deal is, what he wants out of this. So back in the day, there was an accident and Ricardo lost his legs, and Stallone's character feels guilty. So for some reason, he makes a game to enslave kids, but not really. So he did all this because he felt guilty for Ricardo losing his legs, and all he's wanted is Ricardo's forgiveness. So then he shuts everything off. And it's like, I remember when I saw it as a theater, I'm like, what? So he wasn't really a bad guy. It was like all the stuff with the game and like all the stuff he was doing within the game and the girl trapped. It was, I guess, to get Ricardo in the game, even though there's no certainty that Ricardo would be in the game. Because it's a fucking kids game. And do you think Ricardo would just jump in a way to deviate towards a kids video game? So if you want Ricardo's attention, would that really be the right way to do it? And you tell all this is even green screen. They're not even outside. They're not even out. Like, all this is such bad green screen. They're not in the same. Like, this is shot. Oh my god. Like, Cheech Marin didn't do anything. Danny Trejo didn't do anything. Like, oh my god. Like, what the fuck were they even here for? Oh my god. I remember going, what the fuck? Even in an hour and 15 minutes, this was too fucking long. This is such a stupid, fucking pathetic, fucking stupid, fucking pathetic, fucking movie, man. No wonder I couldn't say much for this fucking commentary, even for an hour and 15 minutes. Just what more could be fucking said? The acting sucks, the effects suck, the story sucks. Everything about this film fucking sucks. And I've said this before, but then I know there's been other films. This is the worst film Stallone has been in, I feel. And he's been in some clunkers. Armor. I always forget the name of the other goddamn movie. Bad Trace. Escape Plan 2, Escape Plan 3. As bad as Expendables 4 is, I would rather watch that than this. But just this is like, I mean, granted, this is an hour and 15 minutes, but it's just enough. There's not a minute thing to even, not one scene, not one clip, not one joke, not one, except maybe Ricardo Montalbán. Which I guess at least they're on screen together here. You see the behind the scenes. I don't even care about the damn outtakes and stuff. This should have been a film the Weinsteins should have gotten their hands on and fucked with. It should have been. I hate this fucking movie. I know I gotta do a review talking about it, because that's also what Chibi wanted. Thank you for the request. But goddamn, this movie was pathetic. This movie was a waste of fucking space. It really was. I'll explain more cohesively in the review. But goddamn, man, this was just so fucking stupid. So fucking dumb. So, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.